YouTube. It's Theme Park Bazza with...
This is Bazza.
And we are at Disney Springs, the balloons in the air, for today's Orlando Hacks. And the reason we're down at Disney Springs, and what actually kicked off the whole idea for Orlando Hacks, was Stacey and Pete. We were out filming the Million Lights with them, and we came here afterwards for a meal. And we tried to park on the surface parking, and it was absolutely rammed. We couldn't get in anywhere. So we guided Pete round the corner down and said, and we got into a parking spot, there was nobody there. And he said, "You got to vlog this." He said, "You know, you've got to show people these things because this is just brilliant." And then that got me thinking about these Orlando Hacks as being residents here. There's things we do every day to make life easier for us.
We don't think about it.
We don't think about it, but we're worth sharing with you. So today, if you're coming to Disney Springs, we're really going to focus on parking and getting here. There's a number of different ways to get to Disney Springs. There's a number of different car parking areas. So we're going to take you around each one, talk to you about the positives and the negatives, show you where they bring you out in the park and in Disney Springs, and the sort of where you should park really for the sort of shops you want to go to, and also the times to avoid certain parking areas due to certain things that are happening down here. So stick with us and join us down here as we drive into Disney Springs. Okay, let's kick things off as we drive down East Buena Vista Drive. First we're going to cover Uber or Lyft rideshare, and you see that black car not knowing quite where they're going. This is the sharp turning that takes you to the old bus loop. This is where all the buses used to drop off in the past. This is one of two pick-up and drop-off locations, so please be sure when you're using the app that you pick the right location, because there's one here and there's one at the surface parking at the far end of Disney Springs. You see the old bus terminals are still there, all fenced off now, and this person seems to be now driving on the wrong side of the road in front of me, which is never a good thing. So basically your Uber or Lyft's going to come in here. Be aware there is surge charging when the park closes around 11 o'clock. It can double the price. We tend to either go before the end of the day or go after, wait half an hour after Disney Springs closes. And there's some bus shelters there you see on the right to sort of sit in if it's raining. But it's a bit of a hike. You have to follow that green fence round, and then you'll go to security before you enter the park, and you'll do that near the Once Upon a Toy trading store near the Star Wars gift shop. This area is great if you need to go to Marketplace, World of Disney, Days of Disney Christmas, the Rainforest Cafe, Earl of Sandwich. They're all down this end of the park. Of course, you can choose either end for a Uber or a Lyft, but I do plead you, please double check on the app before you book it. We're not covering in this vlog the water taxis, the blue, green, purple and yellow launches that come from Port Orleans and Saratoga and from the Old Key West. I've got a separate vlog on that. I'll put a link up above how you get those water taxis to bring you to Disney Springs. There are no buses that go from the parks to Disney Springs, only the buses from the resorts that come to Disney Springs, and we'll show you where they go now to the new bus terminal right in the centre of Disney Springs itself. So as we turn back onto East Buena Vista Drive, we're now going to take you to some of the main parking areas. As we're just coming down to the junction here, you'll see there's a bridge that crosses the road, and this bridge actually crosses to the Hilton Orlando Lake Buena Vista that's on the other side of the road. There's a number of hotels there, and I'll pop a few of these maps in as we go through this vlog and show you the different areas close to Disney Springs. And this is one where you can stay across the road and you can actually walk into Disney Springs. The other ones really you've got to drive to. You don't really have a lot of options around walking to Disney Springs. There's only really Saratoga Springs and this hotel are the two hotels that are very easy to get to without having to drive. Actually, what we're driving past now on the right is the Lemon parking lot. It was originally used for valet, but it's closed now. So don't go over into that right-hand lane, because that used to turn off. You see the road is actually blocked with concrete barriers. I don't know what they're doing with that area, but it's not actually used at the moment. Follow the signs for Lime, and this one always gets really busy because it's the first one as you come up into the Disney Springs area from the main town of Orlando. So this is the one that gets backed up pretty early, and I think you saw the signs that say it was closed or it was full. That's not always true, but it is a good guidance, and you'll actually see as you're coming in there's some electronic signs here that show you what the state is. And I'm going to leave this bit on here. It's quite funny. You see they're all full apart from the 5th floor, and there are, as I say, 5 floors available to park here. For a few seconds the 4th floor goes green, saying there's spots, and then it goes back to full again, which is quite obviously not quite brilliant, but there are sensors. It's one of the really good parking garages around here, and there's color-coded lights as we show as you're going. I'm speeding this bit up now because for some reason, instead of people just looking for the green lights where to park, they just sit there and block the lanes, waiting and waiting for someone to move. So you all get backed up onto the main road, and that's why the lines in here get quite busy coming into the parking area. This is the ground floor, but what I'm actually going to do is show you how to get up, where the security is to go through, and how to park close, so you're in close to the security area, and you have to walk for miles to get there. So I'm going to go up one level to level 2, because in this particular parking garage, the level 2 is where the security is, and we'll have a drive-by and show you where it is. As you come into some of these intersections like here, just watch out for people. They don't tend to pay a lot of attention, and some are going straight on and some are turning. I want to go across. They have right of way, but you're just going to have to protect yourself, because people looking at parking spots are not naturally looking at you in another car. So this ramp going up will take us all the way up to level 5, and at each level, before you turn into it, you'll see there's a sign that says how many spots are available. This says it's full, but you see as soon as I turn in, I think the sign above it says that there's 1 spot available and tells me the direction to go in. And the real neat thing about all these Disney Springs parking is you see the lights above. If there's a red light, there's a car park there. If there's a green light, there's a parking space open. And by the way, all the parking is free. I don't have to mention that. You can't park overnight, but during the day, all the parking is free. And so I'm just going to head around here towards the center, which is where security is. And you see the end of each row, there's a sign saying there is a parking spot available. So it's really good. Just follow the signs. Don't just sit there and wait. The signs will tell you what's free. So find a parking spot in this garage anywhere around those middle elevators on any of the floors, and you won't have so far to walk to get to the security area. If you park at the far end, then you're going to have quite a hike. So that's the tip if you're going to go into the Lime garage. And we'll have a look as you come out of the Lime garage. You're going to come out between the Polite Pig and Ron John Surf Shop, and you're close to T-Rex Cafe, Legoland store, pretty close to World of Disney, around that area to be able to, and the marketplace area, to be able to go to the shops that you may be interested in, or places you might want to eat at. So let's jump back in the car and head out of here and towards the next car parking place. I just watch the people coming from your left as you come here, because they fly down this ramp. All people exiting from all floors go down the same ramp, and they don't always pay attention, as I mentioned. We'll get to the bottom floor here and we'll do a right to head towards the exit. And there's an important bit of information here, depending on where you need to go when you leave this particular car park. If you want to go right or if you want to go left, you have to take different roads out. Watch where the cars are crossing in front. That's where we went when we went up. So just watch people for not paying attention and cutting you up. And once we get past these cones that for some reason seem to be sat in the middle of the road, I think they were doing some construction or cleanup work. Once you get past those, if you want to go to the left, you have to take the left-hand lane, and to the right-hand lane. And once you're selected, you can't change your option. So if you want to go left back towards East Buena Vista, take that road there to the left. If you're going to go right, get onto this road, and as you'll see as we go around the corner, this is going to take me right towards the orange parking area. So as we go out of here, the main differences between the orange and lime garages is where they are located. One is to the west side, one is to the east side. Orange garage has 2 exits, the lime only has this 1 exit, but does have another entrance, as you'll see down here. If you miss that first turn into Lime, there is a second turning just down here. I'm going to get out of that lane because that lane turns directly into Lime just there. And so what I'm going to do is then now get back across to the right to go into the orange garage, which is again, it has 5 floors of availability with escalators and the same lighting scheme, but it's just you're going to have access to different areas. This one gets busy as well because you've got people from the I-4 who tend to be directed towards this particular parking. So it's your choice really. Once you know where all the different places are located, if somewhere's busy, you can jump in and you can head to the next one. This one did not say it was closed as the other one was, so it was a lot quieter. And what they actually tend to do, and I know this before, they'll tend to only open one of these lots in the morning. I went the other week and the line was closed. It wasn't open for parking, only orange, and then they alternated. So, and basically just sent you back out the car park. You couldn't actually stay in there. So you just have to watch depending what time of day you go. Always quieter in the morning. Times to avoid are the evening time. I don't know why people were being directed to the left there for something. I'm going to do the same as last time and go to the middle. Go up a floor and show you where security is so you know where to park. So typically these garages don't tend to get too busy with events going on. It's more the surface parking that we'll show you that gets really busy. And then we'll also show you the quietest place to park. when you come here to be able to get in and out, and where you can pretty much always be guaranteed a spot, and also where the EVs can charge as well. So we're going to head down here to look for the sign above us that says up to the next level, which is just going down this next roadway. You'll see as we turn down here, there's one spot available. I've just got to wait for this person to very, 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 very slowly come past me. There is one spot available, and I would have parked here if we were staying, but I would have had to go up one level to security. Now, I was trying to work out what was going on as we came down here, and there's, let's say in America they have some very, very big vehicles, and we had a bit of fun here watching this truck, this pickup truck, that probably had about a foot of clearance at either side doing a 28-point turn. I was worried he was going to, or she was going to hit some of these cars. I'm not sure who was driving it, but it was, though they are wide, these parking spots, as you can see, lengthwise, if you've got a long truck like that or a long vehicle, you may have to be careful if you're coming in and out of the car park. We're going to try and get straight across here and head up to level 2 because I want to show you where the security is, so you know where to park. So same thing we did before. We're going to nip across here, and that truck's blocking the road, so I know I can get across. And we're going to go up to level 2, and you'll notice here on orange there's a lot more parking spots open, and this is actually where we came with Pete and parked when the surface was full. Orange is kind of it doesn't get as busy as the surface, and it doesn't get as busy as lime. Tends to be the call for this one. Security here is way over on the right hand side. It's not in the middle here. I'm going to drive down and show you it. So if you're going to park on level 1 through 5, get yourself over to the right hand side, as we did I think last time we were here. You'll see as we come to the end and turn to the right to show you security, there's some elevators in front of me, there's some escalators just next to it, and you will save 10 minutes off your walking time by just parking pretty close. By the way, all the disabled spots are against the wall in front of you, and that's the same for the lime. That's where all disabled parking is, so you know disabled drivers have less distance to walk, but you'll see all these people hustling through the security area here. So just remember, orange garage is way over at the right hand side as you are coming in into level 2, 3, 4 or 5. And as you come out of orange, it's just the same as the lime garage. You're going to go through security, and then you're going to go down some escalators, so it literally is straight through security, straight down, and there's some lifts there of course. This is going to bring you in pretty close to the Coca-Cola store, Wolfgang Puck, Planet Hollywood, the AMC Dining, which is the cinema there. So that does get busy at the cinema time when some big shows are on. But that was it. So let's head on out of orange, and let's show you the next option and the mistake I made when I was coming out of here. So it's the same story as before. You're going to go down the ramp and watch out for cars coming from the left because they just tear down that hill, and they do have right of way, so you have to give way. Now where I made a mistake here is as we head towards the exit, you again have a couple of options, and I wanted to continue down the road to surface parking at this point and show you that. But even I, as a resident here, made a fatal mistake that meant I had to go in the complete opposite direction. We made it work, as you'll see, because we'll head to the next car park instead. But you got a couple of options here to leave. There's one that's signposted for the I-4 to the left. I decided to go to the right because I thought, yeah, I'm going to go to the right, not follow that grey car. I'm going to go to the right because this obviously will take me to the right. No. That was my rookie error, because as we come back here onto the road, what you'll find is it's got its own little private road here that runs parallel to the main road, and what it does is take you over a bridge and then send you back in the opposite direction that you wanted to go. So just beware if you do come out this way. It's one way only. You have no choice. It's going to swing you around. And what you'll actually see coming into here on the other side of the road is where people are coming in from the I-4. This is why this one does get a bit busy. But what it just actually does is take you out, and again, as you can see, no option. It's going to swing you down, and it's going to kind of put you right back onto the road, heading back in this case towards the lime garage. Which is not what was my plan, but you know, we made it work. We made it work because what I'm going to head to now is the brand new garage that was built a few years ago. In fact, if you go on Google Earth and look for this, it's still a construction site. Another thing I did here that was a bit of an error, you'll see there's a sign on the right that says cast members only. I thought that was a right turning lane and you had to turn right in that lane. My mistake. You want to stay in that lane if you're going to go with us and join us at the Grapefruit garage, because as you'll see, you can go straight through these lights, I think as that silver car does, and that is the lane you need to be in. I was a little bit unsure because I've never parked in Grapefruit before. It's say one of the new garages, so I had to wait for this Dodge to cut me up, and then at the last minute, sort of before we got to the solid white line when you're not supposed to move over, sort of get across, because you see the sign is just here. That's the first sign you get. It says Grapefruit. I had to get across, and be careful which lane you get into for Grapefruit, because if you're going to the left-hand lane, it's only going to take you to the bottom level, or you can get out at the bottom level or go to the other levels. If you stick in the lane I'm in here, you can't get out on level 1. You have to go to level 2, 3, 4 or 5. It doesn't give you the option. It's like a pass-through lane, as you'll see we're in there. This garage is noticeably larger than the other ones. The parking spaces are larger, the rows and the spaces between the cars are larger, and it feels just much more area because of that. You know, you saw that that pickup truck having a few problems turning around in there. Well, I don't think you'd have as many problems. So you see there's no way I can get to the left here to get out on the bottom level, and there's some very, very aggressive bumps. And you may have seen that thing sign just come to talk about EV charging. There's a ton of EV chargers in this car park, which I guess is because it's newer than the other ones. So they've learnt, put more space in. It's got the same thing. It's got the same, you know, elevators and lifts to get you around. It's got disabled parking as before, but you can just tell even just looking around now, it feels more airy. So we're going to go up the ramp here. If you come off level 1 to the left there, that's where you can get back onto this upper ramp. We're going to head straight to level 3 because this is the other side of the road, obviously, but it does have a walkway that takes you over into the park. But that is from level 3, so I'm not going to go level 2. I'm going to bypass that. That's where I would have turned now. I'm going to follow that car in front and go to level 3 and show you where the bridge is to get you across. You know, good place to park if you come over here to Grapefruit. So where the bridge is here, it's over to the right. I'm going to go to the end and then show you. So again, the old story, any of the levels here inside the car park itself, but park, as with the last one, park over to the right, and then you're going to have less of a distance to walk. And again, you see the green lights, the red lights to show you where spots are open. There's a lot more spots open in this particular one. Difference here is security is not handled here inside the car park as it was at the other two. It's handled as you get into Disney Springs once you get to the other end, and it's a little bit different, as I mentioned before, because we're going to head down the walkway together. So this walkway takes you across the road, and you'll see as we swing around here that really this is directly across from Lime, and to the right there is the cast member area. So you got the where we are now. You see the Lime over there on the right hand side. It's pretty similar from what we said before as around the sort of shops you're going to see and where you're going to come out. But the difference here, this drops you literally right into World of Disney. If you're just going to pop in, you want to go to World of Disney, somewhere in that marketplace area or the Lego store, this is probably one. There are some lifts where that lady was in orange. You can speak to her, and there's some lifts to get you up and down. And you'll see as you're at the bottom, there's the sign. There's only one elevator there, or lift, which surprised me, but it was a big one because we used it on the way up. But you literally come down these steps, you go straight across the road, and you are at World of Disney. Of course, if it's raining, you could get a little bit wet coming this way. So let's head on out of Grapefruit. We're going to head back down again to the main road and take you where I was trying to take you before, which is towards the surface parking and your other Uber pickup at the surface parking area. As you saw there, you've got to watch out for traffic on the right this time because they have right of way and they will not stop. So just be careful as you're coming in and out. But I do like this park. We haven't used this parking area before. I do like it. It just feels a little less busy and hectic. And I don't mind we did do the walk across the bridge, as you saw. It isn't that far. It's maybe 10 minutes to get you from your car down there. It just felt a newer location, again with an EV, that's a place to charge. So we're going to come down to line, so you can see the bridge above, that's the bridge we walked across in high speed that you've just seen, to give you some idea of the distance. Again, it isn't covered, so if it is raining, not best place to park. So at these lights, we're going to turn left and head back down the road. We're going to drive past the lime, we're going to drive past the orange, and then we're going to go to the surface parking at the far end of the park. And also it's the Uber pickup. Again, that used to be a bus station at one point, but we'll wrap this vlog showing you where all the Disney buses go now. The one thing about this, and you'll see the traffic, how busy it's got since the last time, literally a few minutes since I filmed, as you'll see the backup of cars all going into the parking garage. It was only maybe a half an hour later, but you can start to see how they back up onto the main road to get into Orange. And I'm following this Disney Uber that doesn't really seem to know where they're going backwards and forwards, so I'm keeping my eye on them a little bit, but getting myself over to the right hand lane, because we're going to make a right hand turn in a minute. We're just going past the orange, and what you'll see coming out actually as we come down here is the road I should have taken if I wanted to head down this direction. It's signposted in orange as the I-4 exit, and I wasn't sure if that took you straight to the I-4, but that's the bridge we're just crossing now that they made me do a U-turn and head in the other direction. And as soon as we get past here, you will see a car, I think, coming down the road to indicate this is the road here on the right that I would have come out if I'd followed the I-4 one. And I need to get over here, and the Uber does, because they don't know where they're going. And then we're going to take the right turn into the surface parking area. And also, as I say, this is the other Uber pickup, so do be very, very careful, or Lyft, I should say rideshare, the other rideshare pickup area. The left hand lane goes down to the rideshare, the right hand lane goes into the parking, and I was trying to be a bit sneaky here and follow that Disney rideshare in front and just show you around the loop area, but you can see it on the map, it's just a little loop. But what I didn't notice when I pulled in behind the driver and I was waiting my turn to go, as they were letting some traffic out, there was Disney police at the front here, and they were sort of only letting Ubers through. So I thought, no, I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to wait for these cars to pass, and I'm going to jump into the right hand lane and show you the surface parking. And this is where we came with Pete. The reason you might want to park here is for mobility access, disabled access. It's one parking level, it's flat, there's no stairs to climb, there's no elevators. You won't feel crammed, it's pretty spaced out. It's located right outside Cirque du Soleil that we're going to drive past, House of Blues and Splitsville. But of course, if the weather is bad, then you're going to get it here, because there's no coverage. If you park here in the summertime, your car's going to be an oven by the time you get back. So you have to choose what's right for you. This is one we tried to get in with Pete, but Cirque du Soleil was starting up, and on the right, the line for security was going all the way back from where we are now to the security, which is between just after Cirque du Soleil there. And there was also a House of Blues show on that night. So it got, let's say it was just crazy. So we turned him around and took him into Orange, and hence that's why we are doing the vlog here today. And security is just here, and I'm just right in front of you is where you're going to go through security. But just know, if you're going to book an Uber, then you need to give yourself time, because it's a good 10-minute walk. You've got to walk down this path, past Cirque du Soleil, head back, and head past to the old bus station that is round the back. Again, it's not used anymore. The buses are all in the central area where we're going to head to next. But yeah, it's you can choose if you think this is the right parking for you. But people are still walking there on the right. They're going to swing in. They're going to go past those buses at the back, and they're going to walk another few minutes to this bus shelter. What are the old bus shelters? To where you're going to get your ride share. So just be prepared. Don't order your Uber and then set off walking, because we've done that before and the Uber's been and gone before we even made it to the pickup area, which wasn't great. So where do all the buses go now? Well, they go to a central bus station, which is right in the middle of Springs. You're going to come out here right in the middle of everything. It's sort of where all the buses are now directed to, and again, only from your hotels. None of the theme parks come in here. And if you're going to go in or leave, I'm just going to walk you through. And there's some bathrooms I'll come back to. We found some restrooms that were just sneaky around the back here near the bus station that were very, very useful to know about. So on the left here, there's where you get off the buses, and then you go through security as you come into the park. And then we're walking ahead is where the bus station is, and where you would get on the bus to leave. You can also approach it from the other side, from the AMC Theatre and around that area, from the Orange car park entrance, to get to the buses as well. It's quite centrally located. And these are the, as you see here, right between Joe Malone and Kate Spade, just out there at the back, there are some restrooms, and they were not busy and very clean to use. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed today's vlog. I hope it was informative, and we shared some of our secret tips and things we only learned today, like those restrooms and where they are. Places to go when you're here after Maxine waited in line for 20 minutes for some not very nice restrooms.
Yeah, they're not very nice.
So,
too busy.
Yeah, so thanks for joining us today. Hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you like what we do, please like and subscribe. Put your comments below. We try and respond to all your comments, and we will see thee later.
Bye!
Bye!